are you, my dear students? I hope you all are fine there. Am I right? Okay, good. Today we are going to be discussing about the continuation of our previous lesson. What was our previous lesson? Yes, tissues. Okay, chapter 6, tissues. Right. Previous class we were discussed about tissues. What is tissue? What is tissue? Yes, tissue is a group of cells having same origin, structure and perform a common function. Okay, it's a group of cells having same structure, origin and have a common function. Okay, it's called the tissues. And we were discussed what are the kinds of tissues, that is plant tissue and animal tissue, and discussed about the different categories in plant tissue and different categories in animal tissue. Okay. Now we are discussing about animal tissues. Okay. Previous class we have seen that animal tissue are classified into 4 categories. They are epithelial, muscular, connective and nervous tissues. Right? Epithelial, connective, then muscular and nervous tissue. Okay. Then we were discussed what are the different categories in epithelial tissues, what is epithelial tissue and their functions and different categories. Okay. Then categories. We were discussed about the categories of connective tissues. Okay. Then muscular tissues. Right? Muscular tissues. What is muscular tissues? Muscular tissue consisting of elongated cells and is also called muscle fibers. Muscular tissues are elongated fibers. So it is also known as muscular fibers. Muscular tissues. Muscular tissue is also known as muscular fibers. Muscular fibers. Okay. Say shape is cylinder. It has a shape of cylinder. Okay. That's why it's called muscular fibers. Is muscular tissue consists of elongated cells and also called muscle fibers. Then it is responsible for body movement. We already discussed about muscle tissue or muscular fibers is responsible for body movement. Body movement. Okay. It is responsible for body movement. Then it consists of a special protein. It consists of a special protein, and this is called contractile protein. Contractile protein. They are actin and myosin. Once again, muscle fibers or muscular tissue consist of a special kind of protein. A special kind of protein is available in muscular fibers, that is called contractile proteins. Which are the contractile proteins? Yes, that is actin and myosin. Contractile protein. Contractile protein. Which are the contractile proteins? Actin and myosin. Okay. Actin and myosin. Actin and myosin are the contractile proteins seen in muscle fibers or muscular tissues. Okay. Muscles, then we were discussed the muscles are classified into voluntary and involuntary muscles. Okay. Then according to their shape, structure and function, these muscular fibers are again classified into three categories. They are first one skeletal muscle, skeletal muscle. Skeletal or striated muscle. Skeletal or striated. Striated. Then skeletal or striated. Then comes smooth. Smooth muscle or unstriated muscle. Unstriated muscle. Smooth muscle or unstriated muscle. Then the third one, cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles. Okay. We have discussed the first category, that is skeletal muscles in our previous class. Okay. We know that skeletal muscle is voluntary in nature and there is a transverse or alternate transverse of light and dark band. And the skeletal muscles are multinucleated, because the skeletal muscle consisting of more than one nucleus, and that nucleus can be seen in the periphery of the muscle fibers. Okay. Then and this is also attached to the bones. We know that muscles are also attached with the bones. Okay. The skeletal muscles are voluntary in nature. Then the skeletal muscles are multinucleated, because the skeletal muscle or striated muscle consisting of more than one nucleus, and that nucleus can be seen at the periphery of the muscle fibers, that is skeletal muscle fibers. Okay. Then these muscles are also attached to the, or always attached to the where? To the bones. Okay. Is it clear? Then we are moving to the next section, that is unstriated muscle or smooth muscles. Okay. Unstriated muscles or smooth muscles. This is also voluntary in nature, and this is also involuntary in nature. Not voluntary. This is involuntary. It's beyond our control. Okay. This is involuntary in nature. The cells are long with the pointed ends. These kinds of cells are long with the pointed ends. Long with the pointed ends. Long pointed ends. Long, these muscles are long and pointed ends, and spindle shaped. Spindle shaped. Spindle shaped. Okay. Then they are involuntary in nature. These kinds of muscles are involuntary. Involuntary. Okay. Then these kind of cells, apart from skeletal muscle, the smooth muscle have only one nucleus. Okay. So the cells has skeletal or striated muscles are multinucleated. The smooth muscles are uninucleated. Okay, then it does not show any strips or striation across the muscle. It does not show any strips or striation. That's why it is called the unstriated muscle. Okay. So the smooth muscle does not show any striation in their structure. Okay, any strip or striation in their structure. Then these muscles found within the wall of all the tubular organs. These muscles found on the walls of the all tubular organs. Found the walls of the tubular organs. Tubular organs like stomach, intestine, etc. Like example, tubular organ like stomach, intestine, etc. Okay. That's all about the smooth muscles. Once again, smooth muscles are involuntary in nature and they are long and spindle shaped and pointed ends. Okay. The smooth muscles are long, spindle shaped and pointed end with the pointed ends. They are involuntary in nature and these muscles are uninucleated and the smooth muscle can be found at the wall of the tubular organs like stomach, intestine, etc. Okay. Then the next muscle fiber or muscle tissue, that is cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles. You know that the name clear cardiac means it's always related with the something related with the heart or cardiac functions. Okay. These are muscles of heart. So, the cardiac muscles are the muscles of heart. The cells are cylindrical and branched. Okay. These are cardiac muscles are the muscles of heart. These are the muscles of heart and found attached to the walls of heart. Attached to the walls of heart. Attached to the walls of heart. Found attached to the walls of heart. Then the shape of these muscles are cylindrical. These are cylindrical in shape. Cylindrical. Shape of cardiac muscles is cylindrical. Then the cells are cylindrical and branched. Okay. The cylindrical cardiac muscles are cylindrical and also branched. Okay. Then it is composed of non-tapering cells with the faint cross striation. Okay. The cardiac muscles are composed of non-tapering cells. The cardiac muscles are composed of non-tapering cells. It's composed of the cardiac muscles composed of non-tapering cells. Non non-tapering cells and with the faint cross striation. Faint cross striation can be seen in cardiac muscle. Okay. So the cardiac muscles are the muscles of heart and found attached to the walls of heart, and the shape of the cardiac muscle is cylindrical, and these muscles are branched, and it is composed of non-tapering layer and faint cross striation. Okay. Then what about nucleus? Yes. The cardiac muscles are uninucleated. That means the cell has only one nucleus. Okay. The cardiac muscles are uninucleated. That means the cell having only one nucleus. Then it has the function of rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart throughout the life. We know that the cardiac muscle has the function of rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart throughout the life. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation of heart throughout the life. Contraction and relaxation of heart. Contraction and rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart throughout the life. Okay, once again, muscles of cardiac muscles are the muscles of heart. Then the shape, what about shape? The shape of cardiac muscle is cylindrical and it is branched. Then it is composed of non-tapering layers and faint cross striation. Then it is uninucleated. Then the function is the contraction, rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart throughout the life. Okay, is it clear? Then we are moving to our next section, that is nerve tissues. These are the muscular tissues, that is skeletal muscle, skeletal or striated muscle, smooth or unstriated muscle, and cardiac muscles. Okay. Nerve tissues. Nerve or nerve tissue. You know that nerve tissues are present in the brain and spinal cord, spinal cord and nerves. Okay. Then it is composed of neurons or nerve tissues. Nervous tissues are present in brain, spinal cord and nerves, and it is composed of neurons or nerves. Okay. Then if nerve cells one lost and never be regenerated. We know that nerve cell one lost will not be replaced or regenerated. Okay. the nerve tissue is present in brain. The nerve tissue is present in brain. Present in brain. Spinal cord. Nerves. Okay. It is composed of neurons and nerve cells. It is composed of neurons and nerve cells or nerve cells. Neurons or nerve cells. Nerve tissue present in brain, spinal cord and nerves, and it is composed of neurons or nerve cells. Then an important factor, nerve cell one lost cannot be replaced or regenerated. Cannot be regenerated or replaced. Okay, cannot be regenerated or replaced. So let's coordinate. Nerve tissue present in brain, spinal cord and nerves. Then nerve cells are composed of neurons or nerve tissues are composed of neurons or nerve cells. If nerve cells one lost cannot be replaced. Okay, these are the muscular tissues. Sorry, animal tissues. Okay, once again, what are the animal tissues? They are epithelial tissue, then connective tissue, muscular tissue and nerve tissue. Okay, then the epithelial cells or epithelial tissues are again classified into squamous, cuboidal, columnar and glandular tissues. Okay, that was squamous, then cuboidal, columnar and columnar ciliated. What is missing from that? Ciliated and glandular tissues. Okay, right? Then the muscular tissue. The muscular tissues are classified into, last time we were discussed. What are the muscular tissues? Skeletal or striated muscle, then smooth or unstriated muscles and cardiac muscles. Okay, then connective tissues. Connective tissues are again classified into areolar tissues, then adipose tissue, then skeletal tissues and fluid tissues. Okay, areolar tissues are classified into two categories. They are tendon and ligament. Okay, then skeletal, cartilage and bone. Then comes fluid tissues were classified into blood and lymph. Okay, blood and lymph. Then we are moving to our next section. That is blood cells. Have you heard about blood? Yes. Which kind of tissue is blood? Blood is a connective tissue. Okay. Blood is a connective tissue. Blood and lymph. Okay. a connective fluid tissue. Okay, blood is a connective tissue. Then let's see what are the components in blood. Okay, blood stream components in blood. Have you ever heard this term RBC, WBC, platelet, plasma, I know you all hear this, or you all familiar with these terms, that is RBC, WBC, plasma and platelets. Okay. Under the microscopic examine, the following cells we can identify. Under a microscopic exam, we can identify the following cells, that is RBC, WBC, platelet and plasma. Okay. Then let's see RBC. RBC means red blood cells. Red blood cells. RBC are the numerous cell type in blood. Okay, RBC is a type of blood cells, and these are the numerous blood cells. They are the numerous cells in blood. Okay, cell type in blood. Okay, then the cells are biconjugate. RBC can be seen RBC are numerous in number. Numerous and biconjugate in structure. Biconjugate and disc-like. Biconjugate disc, and the diameter of RBC is 8 μm. Diameter 8 μm. The diameter of RBC is 8 μm. Then WBC. Then the RBC is numerous cell type in blood, and the shape is biconjugate disc. The diameter of RBC is 8 μm. Okay. Then WBC. RBC is the numerous cell type in blood, and the shape of RBC is biconjugate disc, and the diameter is 8 μm. Then comes WBC. WBC. WBC is also a component of bloodstream, and they are less numerous than RBC. WBC is less numerous than RBC. WBC is less numerous than RBC. Okay. The WBC is again classified into WBC cells are less. Then WBC is again classified into lymphocyte. Lymphocyte lymphocyte, monocyte, lymphocyte, monocyte, neutrophils, neutrophils, eosinophil, neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. Eosinophil and basophil. Eosinophil and basophil. So the WBC are less numerous than RBC, and WBC cells are again classified into lymphocyte, monocyte, then neutrophils, eosinophil and basophil. Okay, students. Today let's wind up this section. In our next class